What's up guys, it's your boy Jay, and this is another episode of In 5 Years Time, and this one we have West Ham. Now this one was requested by a friend, and I did say if I did get any requests, I would put those ones ahead of the big teams that most people want to see. I know, and I'm just, want to be the person that if people request stuff, they want to see stuff on my channel, I'll put it on my channel instead of what I think people want to see. But anyway, this is West Ham, and let me just clear something up. If you don't know West Ham, well, you probably do know that most of their players are very old. I don't know if it's in their philosophy to have experienced quality players in their squad, and it does work for them. They did get promoted a couple of seasons back, and they have not have to worry about relegation. They've been a mid-table side for a very long time now. But either way, because of that, many of the players that they do have in their current squad are just not going to feature in this episode, literally because they aren't players. They've all retired, like players like Cole and I can't think of really much, but players like that, they have gone on to do other things. If I do show you Cole now, you can see he has gone on to become a coach, and same with him, Stuart Downing, and many other players. They have gone on to be coaches and etc., which would probably happen in real life. But anyway, let's get back to the video. I've been chatting for gibberish now. And anyway, the first player we do have is I think he's the current captain. But anyway, we do have Mark Noble here, and 35 years old. He would also be considering the end of his career whether to go on and do coaching, but he still has the amazing stats. I do rate him as a really good player, and I'm pretty sure I do have him in my fantasy football team just because he is probably West Ham's most consistent player, and he's always seems to be getting me points every week, whether he's keeping clean sheets or making tackles or assisting or getting goals. He always seems to be getting me more than the bog standard 3 points for playing 90 minutes. Anyway, we do see, he has the stats of a real leader, 20 leadership, 20 decision, 19 determination, 16 off the ball, 19 teamwork. Is just the stats that you would really want to see in a player. Next, we do have Matt Jarvis, and Matt Jarvis, what can I say about Matt Jarvis? Amazing in FIFA and amazing in this game. Couldn't say that in real life. But yeah, you do see that we have Matt Jarvis here, and he is 31, so it's just the fact to show that West Ham seems just to have old players. Either way, he does have really good stats for a 31-year-old, to still have 14 pace and 15 natural fitness, and yeah, there's not too much to complain about here. I'm not sure that he's a player you want in your team, if you're a bit lower down in the leagues, and yeah, but he is just an all-round player, and he's just the bog standard left winger. So next we do have another one of West Ham's main players, and that is, excuse me, it seems to happen every video, Mark Noble, and he also just has the great mental stats. Mental stats seem to be key and really good. Mental stats are key in good players, and if you see stats like this, they're just going to be putting in great performances every game. 14, 13, 13, 17, 17, 16, 12, 14, 13, 17, 12, 11, 17, 18. If you just see blues in this section, these are the key. And he is a centre mid, 30 years old, so he is only 25 at the moment, so just so that they're not all old, lol. But anyway, 15 passing, 13 first touch, just amazing stats for a 30-year-old. The next we have James Tomkins, and he is a centre back, and wow, I don't know. Either way, he can play in the whole of the centre, and he can also play right back partially. But he does seem to have very good stats for a 29-year-old at this rate. 13 tackling, 14 heading. Basically, you could just see for yourself, and the physical stats there are all there for a really good centre back. And next, we do have Andy Carroll, which is the myth, the question, the legend, the everything, why he's a footballer. But he is a really great guy, and I do really like him. He is a bit unlucky with his whole career, but he is at West Ham, and he is doing all right there. And his main stats everybody knows him for is his heading, which is, apart from his jumping, which you'd want as well, is his highest stat. And at 29 years old, 1.9 million, very understandable. He's got 3 goals for England 5 years later, and yeah, that's Andy Carroll. So next we do have one of West Ham's main prodigies at the age of 24 in real life, but 29 now, is Winston Reid, and I do really like this guy. He's just what you'd want in a calm, composed centre-back. His composure, I don't know why I use the word composed, because here he says his composure is 8, which is not good at all. But yeah, 29 years old, really good stats, probably will still be at West Ham, and yeah, that's Winston Reid. Anyway, we do have Joey O'Brien, which is another one of the old geezers. And for a right back, work rate 18, determination 17, tackling 14, natural fitness 11, stamina 13. he is a really good right back, and he should go on to do good things wherever he does stay at West Ham. Yeah, Leo Chambers. I have actually never heard of him before, but I'm not a West Ham fan, and I don't really know about West Ham's youngsters. But as you can see, at the moment in time, he would be only 22, so this could be the chance where he's either breaking into the West Ham first team, or see, this happens every single video, and whether he's breaking into the West Ham first team or he's getting his football elsewhere in England. Next we have Jack Collison, who is another centre mid, and I've noticed West Ham do seem to have a lot of quality centre mids who have great passing and other great mental stats that you want in a centre mid, and most of these players have moved on now, which whether that happens in real life, I can't really see it happening, because West Ham just seem to have a squad that seems to 5 years later seems to have the exact same players. Anyway, next up we do have a player that I do like personally in real life, which is Mohamed Diame, and as a Chelsea fan I should really hate him, because he was the reason why we suffered defeat to them, because he was just absolutely tank, and I think he did score as well. But anyway, as you can see, he has absolutely amazing stats, especially for a 30-year-old. You probably would expect him to, probably would move on. He doesn't seem like the player that would wants to finish his career at West Ham. And as you can see, he's gone to one of those Saudi Arabian teams, which just means money, 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 money. Here comes the money. But anyway, 19 work rate, 16 strength, 16 stamina. This guy is an absolute tank, and it shows in his stats. Another player I do like, and is gone to the exact same club as what's his name, Diame, as Maiga, and he also just seems to be an amazing tank. I don't think he's had the best of West Ham careers, and as a striker, I don't think he's actually scored a lot of goals, because I don't really hear about him scoring goals, but he does really have good stats. 11 finishing, 15 heading. Well, he's quite tall, so you'd expect that. 12 jumping, so he seems to have really good stats, and for a 30-year-old, that is really decent. Next up, we do have the man, the legend, the myth. I think I've used that line already, which is Ricardo Vaz Te, and I'm not too sure what did happen to him. When West Ham were in the Championship, I used to hear so much about this guy, and he was so highly rated. But bam, you can see 5 years' time, he hasn't lived up to his name. And you can just see by the lack of blues, 15 flair is what I know he was known for his skills and his tricks, and that seemed to stick, but everything else has just gone down. And 12 dribbling as well, but yeah, so I'm not too sure what's happened to him. I'm not too sure what's happened to him in real life. I'm not sure if he is actually playing, or but as I said, I'm not a West Ham fan. So anyway, next is one of West Ham's another prodigy, which is Blair Turgott, and I actually did watch him play today. This video is, I'm not sure when this video is actually going to be uploaded, but Chelsea under 21s did play West Ham today, and he was absolutely amazing. He has such good footwork for a guy that is so big, and the ball just seemed to stick to his feet, but he is only 23, so these stats probably would go up. 11 dribbling and first 15 flair is exactly what I'm talking about. Just seeing him in real life, these stats do seem absolutely realistic, but it probably wouldn't go up that much, and his value is only 42.5k, which shows that he may not reach the potential that he does, but this is just a simulation, so anything can happen. So next we do have a West Ham legend. Well, I'm not sure if he's a legend, but he seems to be a legend, which is Carlton Cole, and boy, I'm surprised that he's still playing football in this simulation, because most of the players are about this age, 34, 35, and then they've seemed to retire, but he's still playing, and he's currently at Swindon. But anyway, as you can see, his stats are really on the decline. 9 finishing, which is a bit ridiculous for a striker, but he still has a 12 heading, and he's a big guy, 13 strength, and as you can see, he does still have some of his good mental stats, 14 composure, which is great for one-on-ones. Now I move on to George Moncur, who I've actually used on this game, and he actually did become one of my best players. I'm not sure what save it was, but he actually did progress a lot better than this. But this is just 5 years' time, and anyway, he has seemed to have kept a lot of good stats. His passing has stayed the same, and he does have a really good work rate, great strength, great stamina, great pace, and but he's not, great, nothing to write home about. Next, we do have Paul McCallum, who I do actually sort of know in real life, and I have met him a couple of times, and he is a great guy, and I hope he does do well in his career. But as you can see, He is 24, so he still does have a long way to go, and he does have some okay stats. You know, finishing, heading, first touch is all there. The flair, and some of his physical stats would probably would make him as a good striker in his game. You know, 15 strength, 12 pace, 13 natural fitness, and good acceleration. We have Pelly Ruddock, who is a centre back, and he does have great stats in the defence department. Apart from that, you know, it's nothing to write home about. But you know, he is a centre back, so 6 finishing and stuff like that, not to worry about. But he does have an amazing stats for 23-year-olds in the defence department: 12 tackling, 17 work rate, 17 teamwork, 19 work rate, 18 determination, 11 aggression. And I think I said in a previous video that this would probably be a very, very good amount to have for your aggression, because you know, having too much is obviously dangerous. You know, always going to get yourself sent off, and having too little, you're just going to be like, I don't want to tackle him, I might hurt him. So this is literally just bang in the middle, which you really want for a player, especially a centre-back. And the physical stats are just absolutely amazing. A quick centre-back is always a good centre-back. So we do move on to our last player, which is James Collins. And as you can see, he will be 34 years old, so I don't know if he still be playing for West Ham. Though in West Ham he probably will. And he still does have decent stats for a centre back. You know, 11 tackling, 13 positioning, the teamwork and the work rate are there, the leadership is still there, the determination is still there, and the aggression is still there. And yeah. Anyway, guys, this has been your boy Jay. I hope you liked this video. Please follow me on Twitter at jro_17. Like, comment, and subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming your way pretty soon. Peace.